Hi guys, hello and welcome back. If you are new, my name is Eliza Mozal and I help people explore more their spiritual side. And I am right now in Lily Beach in Scotland. It's a gorgeous sunny day. I just drove through a huge big fog along the way and I survived. I'm here and I wanted to have a little chat with you and share with you a few bits and bobs. And the thing that I wanted to share about is about the loneliness. And I've already made quite few big videos about loneliness, but not here, not on YouTube. I've done that in my private Facebook group for women. So if you are interested to look into that and see few of these, I'm gonna leave the link to that group below. You need to answer honestly 3 simple questions to get inside of that group. And then on the top of the group in the search bar, type in loneliness and you will find the videos that they speak exactly about that. And today I wanted to talk about something that it might steal the pot. It might, poke few spots, few tender places for so many of you, and it definitely would for me back in the day when I was going through a really tough time with loneliness. Although along the way, when I started learning more and more about it, in order to overcome it, not to learn to deal with it or how to live with it, but in order to overcome it for good, I've started learning more and more, and I started seeing things for really what they are. At the beginning, I was any perception about loneliness that was bringing me any relief was helpful and useful, and later on I just wasn't happy enough with knowing what is loneliness, where is it coming from. I needed to know more. I needed to discover more. And the more I was meditating and the more time and money and energy I was investing in myself and in my own journey and in my own progress, the more I was learning about it and the more I was able to learn and overcome that. Let me start with it by saying that loneliness is but a symptom of something bigger. And today, in today's world, we are experiencing on a mass scale the really bad results of loneliness. We experience anxiety, we experience depression, we experience, battling with that for absolute years. And I don't talk about it, someone feels depressed one day, the next day they eat chocolate and the problem is gone. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a deep depression that it goes away and comes back for years on end, or maybe it is there with you for years on end. Without big significant difference. Maybe you've done nothing about the subject, or maybe you've already done a lot and it seems like maybe it is not enough. Please do not think that there is something wrong with you. Please do not think that you are different because your depression didn't went away with tablets or didn't went away with reading one book or doing a meditation for a week. Please do not think that there is anything wrong with you. I do deeply believe, based on my own experience, that loneliness, depression, anxiety were only things that they helped me see what I needed to see. They helped me learn what I needed to learn, and they helped me overcome what I needed to overcome. And I'm extremely grateful today for everything I've been through. It's not something I would say back in the day, but today I'm in a totally different position, and I am able to say that thanks to me going through depression, anxiety, loneliness, low self-esteem, low self-worth, all these struggles, all that inner turmoil, inner pain, and that frustration and darkness, instead of just shoveling that stuff under the carpet, I started actually doing something about it. I started overcoming that stuff. I started digging and just doing a lot of inner work. They got me to place to contentment. It got me to place of freedom. It got me to a place of feeling really amazing and good with myself, with who I am, with my journey, with the stage of the journey that I am in right now, knowing that everything is going to change, in some near future, knowing that everything is temporary, and that's okay as well. I really got off the subject, didn't I? Well, not exactly off the subject, because it's all connected. But what I wanted to say is that loneliness is but a symptom. And in today's age, it's a mass confusion, mass disease of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and all that stuff that brings us so much of inner pain. And if you are one of these people who are going through this right now, I am very sorry you are going through it. But if you are going to start taking steps in the right direction, in a little bit maybe the way that your heart tells you to do, it's so worth it. You are not alone, and you will find out very, very, very soon you are loved beyond your understanding, and things will get better. Everything is only temporary. So loneliness is something I've been struggling with for absolutely years, not only before I went through my spiritual awakening, but way before it, for many, 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 many years. I felt different. I felt I don't fit in. When I was doing things to fit in, it didn't felt me. It felt wrong. I felt like a fraud. It didn't felt comfortable. It didn't felt I fit in no matter what I will do. I felt different. I felt misunderstood. I felt unloved on many, many, many different levels by many different people I was surrounded with. And I remember feeling so lonely, so lost when I was surrounded by the people that I really, really loved. And that totally scared the shit out of me. And the only thing at this time I knew to do to take that confusion and scarcity away was to pour another drink and find drugs and run away. It really scared me, because I was in the place in my life when I had everything I wanted to have. I had a beautiful, amazing boyfriend that I loved so dearly. I was a part of a family. I felt a part of a family at last. It was constantly we are going to a comedy club. We are going to spend the weekend together. Would you be able to make it? We want to make this party. We want you to be there. We are going there. We are planning to do. There is a plan. Eliza, would you be able to make it as well? I would love you to be there as well. So it was constantly we. And I absolutely love that. And that was the time when I was reaching my rock bottom, because I had that inner issue within me that I didn't knew what to do with it. I had no idea how to deal with it. I had no idea how to solve it, and what the heck even is going on. I'm living this amazing life, and what the heck is going on? And I really had to rob myself of everything and anything, and be totally on my own to be able to start looking at things in a different way, reach out for help. And then when I went through my spiritual awakening, I started going, through the process of healing. And the second I started healing, I started seeing, how sick and unwell I was inside, how broken I was, and it was unbelievable as well, to be able to first time in my life really open my eyes and really look at it. Oh my God, I've caused so much pain to myself, to others. I took so much pain from others, and I passed it on to other people, not healing, not learning how to let it go of whatever is disturbing me first, and just jumping from one thing to another. And then I was facing, the part of my life where I was healing so beautifully, and I was making such an amazing internal spiritual progress with on my journey with who I am, where I want to to go, what's going on. I started breaking more and more the status quo. I started more and more detaching from shoulds and shouldn'ts. I was learning finally how to truly esteem myself. I was finally learning, how to love myself. What is my worth? My preciousness. I started learning that stuff. Yet there was a huge bit of loneliness that was constantly pulling me down. I would raise up and it was putting me down, and I was associating that a lot with sex, with not being in relationship and all of that, and that was again only an excuse. When I started digging deeper and deeper into loneliness, I started discovering that this is just a symptom of the deeply rooted underlying issue of disconnection. First of all, from myself, disconnection from me, Eliza, that outer persona, to my higher self, that spirit, that soul that is made from love, that comes from source, that it's made from love and creativity, to create more love and more creativity in my own unique ways into the world, into this universe. And that disconnection from myself creates disconnection from the source, from the whole universe, and in the same way from other human beings, because any other human being just like me is an expression of that source, is an expression of that higher intelligence, that love and that creativity and joy and that pure abundance of light and freedom. So the more I was disconnected from myself, the more I was disconnected from others. And when you are going through, let's call it maybe recovering from loneliness or improving your connection with yourself and everything inside you and around you, because that's what really loneliness is about. It's about connecting again with your truest version of yourself and everything that it is around you, because everything you see around you is an expression of how you really see yourself. So when you are learning to do that, that's when loneliness goes away. When you start to literally detach from all that outside bullshit, that you are your body, that you are how you look, that you are who you surround yourself with, when you start disconnecting of what kind of family you are coming from, good or bad, when you start disconnecting from these labels, good, bad, judgment, criticism, all of that, the more you are connected with yourself. In other words, speaking, overcoming loneliness is detaching from the labels that they separate you from your truest self. And I think the first step in order to do that is to become honest with yourself about who you truly are. Let me just change the way I sit. So. Okay, so there is so much I have said so far about loneliness and the subject, and that's exactly. I truly believe this is exactly how it meant to be and what exactly meant to be said. And I think the first step you can do for yourself in order to start overcoming that loneliness, because loneliness doesn't have to mean being alone and being in solitude. I deeply believe being in solitude is extremely healthy. It's a little bit like intermittent fasting or like fasting. You become absent from food, so your body spends more energy on healing it instead of digesting. The same is with being with your own company. You are spending that energy on your connection with you, your connection with that higher power, that higher self, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, with quantum, whatever you want to call it. You're reconnecting with that power that gives you that it is the ultimate source of all energy. And And spending that time with yourself, especially in nature, is so rewarding, so recharging. In my life, it's a must be. When you want to overcome loneliness and all the issues that they stem out of it, it is extremely important to start, recognizing that loneliness is not just solitude. It's not solitude. It's not because you are on your own, or you have no one to meet up on the 14th of February or whatever. It's about how you feel, with yourself and in this world. You can be the most lonely person in the most crowded room. Now, it's all about the true connection that cannot happen with other people if we don't have it with ourselves. That's where self-love and self-esteem comes in as a foundation, because I truly and deeply believe that I would not be able ever to overcome loneliness, that deeply rooted, this inner lacking feeling of, for like this longing for connection and something between me and other people, without me working on that connection between myself and myself. It had to start it, with me. And when I started working, on my self-esteem, when I started working on how I see myself in this world, in my own skin, in the front of the mirror, in the front of my past, in the front of my dreams for future, how I see myself today, how am I actually interacting with myself, what is my thought pattern, and what is the story I keep on saying to myself. So each time I pass the mirror, what do I say to myself really? Do I judge and criticize myself, or do I actually appreciate that I've been really good with myself today? All that stuff matters. If you want to learn more about self-esteem and esteeming yourself in a healthy way, I'm gonna leave another link to golden self-esteem in the box description below, so you can learn more if you are on the journey of taking action forward with your stuff. Overcoming loneliness is not just putting yourself on a dating site. It's not just all of a sudden going in the middle of the shopping mall and start talking to strangers. It's not about that. It's about first creating that beautiful and amazing connection you want to have with others, with yourself, by yourself. If you need help in order to create that connection from someone who've done it before, that's amazing. That's awesome. I'm one of these people who help others create that connection with yourself. And as a matter of fact, I'm absolutely amazing about it. And that's just me being honest. I've helped many women create that absolutely fabulous connection with themselves, so they are able to create that connection with others, or maintain the healthy relationships that they are already having in their lives, or create new ones. And when you start with yourself, you just absolutely cannot go wrong, because it doesn't matter then what other people do. As long you are doing right by yourself with yourself, you learning to let other people be whoever they choose to be, especially if they're choosing to be someone that it's not in alignment with your beliefs, how other people should be. It's so freeing and it's so beautiful. I have no issues being around other people. I can literally accept and feel others' love for me in whichever measure for this particular day they have for me, and I am absolutely more than okay me being on my own, without having any huge big special need for anyone else feeling any type of hole that it is within me. If I feel any type of lack and hole within me today, it is only because I missed something out of my self-love, self-care and self-esteeming routine. It is just maybe something new that came to vision in the front of me that I can decide to work through and learn something else, from another thing that it is on my journey. And it is beautiful and amazing these days that we can connect, through internet. And that's the biggest paradox with loneliness, because it's somewhere around 8 billion people in a whole world, and we never felt more lonely. And the funny part is that you're watching this video and there is 99.99 chance that you are not living surrounded by emptiness, that you are living surrounded literally by people 2 meters above you, 2 meters below you, all around you all the time. Where you live, where you work, where you go to the gym, where you go shopping, where you go for a walk in nature, whatever you do, you have people around you all the time, yet you feel loneliness and you suffer through it. That's one of the things that I started, looking at on my overcoming loneliness journey, is that there's something seriously wrong here. I am surrounded by people, yet I struggle connecting, and I struggle to connect with myself. And that was the key, that there is something here that I need to work through. I wish you absolutely all the best on your journey, in whichever part of your journey you are in. Please don't say it's good or bad, you are behind or farther than anyone else. Just honor where you are right now. Just honor yourself for even watching this video till the end, because you're doing that for yourself. If you've got any value whatsoever from this video, please be sure to hit like, maybe share with another person. Is going to help this channel to grow. And as well, if you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you in the team and in this family. Let's grow spiritually together. Stay awesome, stay amazing, keep on exploring, and I will see you soon in my next video.
Touch to touch the sand beneath our feet, all too much between the land and sea, face to